Okay, so we're looking at more story problems. These are story problems that use a system of two equations. We looked at the first three on these notes, but back before break, and now we're going to look at numbers 4, 5, and 6. So let's jump right in. Number 4, Daryl and Jasmine are selling flower bulbs for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy bags of windflower bulbs and bags of daffodil bulbs. So there's two kinds, right? Daryl sold 14 bags of windflower bulbs and 9 bags of daffodil bulbs for a total of $237. Jasmine sold 7 bags of windflower bulbs and 7 bags of daffodil bulbs for a total of $161. Find the cost each of 1 bag of windflower bulbs and 1 bag of daffodil bulbs. So we have the two kinds, and we have enough information here to make two equations, which is good because we have two variables, so we need two equations. So if we set W equals the price of the windflower bulbs and D equals the price of daffodil bulbs, we look and see if we can make an equation out of this information about the ones that Daryl sold. Okay, it tells us he sold 14 bags of windflower bulbs and 9 bags of daffodil bulbs for a total of $237. So each bag of the windflower bulbs costs W, right? That's the price for those. And he sold 14 bags, so 14W is how much he got out of selling those. He also sold 9 bags of the daffodil bulbs, so he got 9D from selling those, because D is the price of each bag. So the 14W plus the 9D, that's the total that he received, and that they tell us the total is $237. So that total equals 237. So we do the same thing for Jasmine. Okay, she sold 7 bags of windflower bulbs, so that's 7W is how much she got from that. And also 7 bags of daffodil bulbs. So 7D is the amount she got from those, and that added up to $161. So we have our two equations. So now we'll solve by elimination, and we notice, well, 14 is twice as big as 7, so we can eliminate the W by multiplying this bottom equation by -2. Okay, and then adding the two equations. When we multiply by -2, we will get -14, and that's what we're after. So we'll do that and write what we have over here. We simply write the first equation exactly like it is. The second equation we multiply by -2, -14W plus -14D. I guess I should just write that minus 14D, and that equals, and we multiply -2 times 161, that's -232. And now we'll add those two equations. The W's go away just like we intended, and you have -5D equals -85. Divide both sides by -5, and you get D equals 17. So that means the daffodils, and we need to write this down, we just don't want to leave it D equals 17. The daffodils are $17. Okay, because that's what D was, is the price of a bag of daffodil bulbs. We now will plug that value for D into either of the other equations. So we will use this bottom equation over here, and we'll have 7W, we want to solve for W, plus 7 times D, but D is 17. So all I'm doing is rewriting this equation, 7W plus 7D, but plugging in 17 for D equals 161. So now we'll multiply the 7 times 17. That's 119. Subtract that from both sides, and we'll get 7w equals 42. And so divide both sides by 7, w equals 6, which means the windflower bulbs cost $6. So that's our answer. How much does each cost? The daffodils cost $17 a bag, and one bag of windflower bulbs costs $6. Okay, let's look at the next one. Gabriella's school is selling tickets to a fall musical. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 2 senior citizen tickets and 11 child tickets for a total of $171. The school took in $156 on the second day by selling 7 senior citizen tickets and 9 child tickets. Find the price of a senior citizen ticket and the price of a child ticket. So this one, they actually, I wrote this down already, but I wrote the names of the variables, and I thought we were going to have a problem with senior citizen and student, but this time, that is, both start with S, but this time it's child. So probably should use, I'll change this. We will use C for the child ticket. That works out. C is the price of a child ticket. S is the price of senior citizen ticket. Okay, so we have our variables, and we want to get 2 equations. So the first day will give us an equation, right? 2 senior citizen tickets and 11 child tickets for a total of $171. Okay, so maybe you kind of know the drill by now. Sold 2 of these senior citizen tickets. Each one has a price of S. So 2S is the amount you get from those. 11 child tickets. Each one has a price of C, so 11C is the amount from those. And you add those together, and the total that was brought in that day was 171. So that gives us one equation. The second day will give us another equation. 7 senior citizen tickets. So 7S, since each one has a price of S and you sold 7 of them, plus there's 9 child tickets, so 9C is the amount you got from those. Okay, because the price of each is C, equals $156. So now to eliminate a variable, we see there's nothing as convenient as last time. So we take the first equation, we multiply it by 7, and the second equation by -2. And then we will get 14s from the first one, and we'll get -14s from the second one. So that will work out. So multiply the first equation by 7, you get 14s. Plus 77c plus 7 times 171 turns out to be 1197. Oops. Equals 1197. Okay, the second one, take times -2. You get -14s minus 18c equals -312. Okay, we add those equations. The s's go away. You get 59c equals 885. Divide both sides by 59. And C, it turns out, is 15. So that gives us the child ticket costs $15. That's the first thing we're looking for. Now we got to calculate the price of the senior citizen ticket. We'll do that using this first equation, and 2s plus 11c equals 171. 2s plus 11c, but c is 15, right? That's what we found. And that equals 171. So that's 2s plus 11 times 15 is 165 equals 171. Subtract 165 from both sides, and you get 2s equals 16. No, sorry, 165, 6, right? 2s equals 6. And divide both sides by 2. S equals 3. Man, those senior citizens get off cheap. Only costs $3 for a senior citizen ticket. Senior ticket costs $3. Okay. So the last one, County Fair is a popular field trip destination. This year the senior class at High School A and the senior class at High School B both planned trips there. The senior class at High School A rented and filled 4 vans and 10 buses with 278 students. High School B rented and filled 13 vans and 9 buses with 363 students. Every van had the same number of students in it as did the buses. So all the vans hold some certain number of students, and they're all the same. Every bus holds a different number of students, probably a different number, but it's all the same. Each bus holds the same number. How many students can a van carry? How many students can a bus carry? So we'll make our variables. V equals the number of students the van holds. B equals the number of students the bus holds. And we hope we will get 2 equations, one from each of the high schools. So High School A, let's see, 4 vans and 10 buses and 278 students. Okay, so that will let us do an equation because we have a variable V, which is the number of students in each van, and there's 4 vans. So 4V is the number of students that fit in the vans from that high school. There's 10 buses. Well, each of those holds B. So 10, if we add 10B to the 4V, that's going to be all the students, right? And so that adds up to 278. So we do the same thing with the other high school. It was 13 vans for them, so 13V plus, let's see, 9 buses, so 9B, and you add that together and you get the total number of students from that school, which is 363. Okay, so we have to be a little creative again to make something cancel out, and we can use V or B. B looks a little bit easier to work with, so we'll multiply this top equation by 9 and the bottom equation by -10, and that will work to get rid of the B variable. So the top one, 36V plus 90B equals 2,502. And the bottom one is -130V minus 90B equals 3,000, no, negative, this is negative, 3,630. Add those together, we will get a negative 94V. And the b's go away, of course. 90b minus 90b is 0b. Then we get that's equal to negative 1128 when we take 2502 minus 3630. So divide both sides by negative 94 and we get V equals 12. 12 vans. Okay. So there are 12 vans. I'll write that a little better. So how many buses? Well, that's easy to find now. We'll use the top equation. We could use either equation, of course. It says 4V plus 10B. Well, V is 12. So 4 times 12 plus 10B equals 278. 4 times 12 will simplify to 48. And now subtract 48 from both sides, and you get 10B equals 230. Divide both sides by 10, and that leaves B equals 23. Oh, I did this. I wrote down the wrong thing. I said 12 vans. That's not what they're asking for, is it? Let's go back. Sorry about that. Got in too big a hurry. V is the number of students a van holds. So sorry about that. That might have led to some confusion. So 12 in each van, we could say 12 in a van. 12 students fit in a van. How many fit on the bus? B equals 23. 23 in each bus. So 12 fit in each van, 23 in each bus. Okay, so that's it for those three. These are all sort of similar, right? And the key is you can use two variables if you have two equations, and you get enough information to write those two equations, you can solve them using the system of elimination is usually the easiest.